And welcome everyone to game number 1 of the series, Vinchester, towards the northeast, playing with the Turks. It's gonna be facing Valas towards the southwest, playing with the Bohemians. What do we get for these civilizations? Well, Valas is civilization first. He's got... oh, the title. Thank you. So the green player over here towards the southwest, he's got Bohemians. With free mining camp upgrades, he's gonna have in addition to that a 100 wood discount on blacksmiths and universities. In addition to sanctity and fervor affecting their villagers, they will also have access to chemistry and hand cannoneer in the castle age. Besides that, the Bohemians also get 25% higher bonus damage from spear line units against enemies, and for the team bonus, 80% faster work in universities. Markets, not universities. Vinchester. Playing with the Turks instead. T90 says the breaks are shared on history. Yeah, like they just shared them. He probably literally said that after they had just barely posted them. But anyway, I'm not going to get hung up on that once again. Gotta be thankful that this is open casting in the first place, right? So, yep, taking a look at Vinchester's civilization on the other hand, he's got 25% extra HP on gunpowder units, which is great. With the Turks, he's gonna have the light cavalry and hussar upgrades available for free. And then on top of that, we have also for the Turks 1 extra pierce armor on those units, free chemistry, as well as a 50% discount on gunpowder upgrades. And then finally they have 25% faster working gold miners. The team bonus finally will make gunpowder units train 25% faster, so they are tankier with 25% extra HP. They train faster by the team bonus, of course, and that's going to summarize both these civilizations. Now we have green and purple. I am not switching this over to blue and red. I think these are contrasting enough colors as they are that we are just going to keep it this way, alright? So taking a look at Valas' map generation, he's got the main gold towards the southeast. He's got the main stone towards the southwest of his TC. He's got the secondary gold up in the north, secondary stone up in the north, away from the walls or beyond the walls, secondary gold on the right hand side as well. So this gold over there can be a little bit problematic, and we have talked about this. Imagine we see the purple player coming, scouting around this direction, and then he spots this, right? Then he could potentially go for something like a fast castle, like not the fast castle, sorry, like a castle drop over here that is going to deny more than 1 resource at a time, or like he could go for the castle over here as well. And that'll be enough for him to deny this, as well, compared to if this gold was generated on the back and was not visible from outside the walls. Vinchester's scout right now does not have enough line of sight actually to spot that, but once he gets to the fuel age, he's going to. On the right hand side, Vinchester, instead, we'll see for the purple player that he's got the main goal on the back, he's got the secondary goal on the left hand side, main stone on the back, and then the secondary stone and the secondary golds will be outside the walls as you expect them to be. However, this is going to be a very similar situation once again, where if the green player goes alongside the walls like this and he gets vision of this, he could very well as well make the decision in the future to go for a castle if he wants to castle drop, to go for a castle in a position that is going to deny both resources. Matter of fact, he could go as greedy as going for a castle along this side and then deny this, secure this, and make it very difficult for Vinchester to collect from this one as well. So that is actually a really, really good castle location if Valas wanted to go for it at some point. There we are. Hey Dante, yes, check the answer and you complete that pyramid, Gosbanian, so that the spoiler gets away from the stream. There we go. Fantastic. Do you guys have any predictions for this series? I would probably expect Vinchester to come out on top. I'm not really sure if I would say quite decisively, but I'm certainly favoring Vinchester usually on tournaments with a more diverse map pool. Valas is by no means a bad player or a rigid player that's not going to be able to play anything other than Arena. Quite obviously, he is a very versatile player, but compared to Vinchester, that is a very, very high bar. Try and meet, you know? In any case, I feel it's just coming up for both these players. No problem. Those things are better communicated through whispers, but now it's out of the chat and the stream, so it doesn't matter anymore too much. Now it's going up on 24 population. Vinchester is going up on 26 population. So Vinchester's going to try to go for a fast castle drop. That is an interesting tactic, and it's something that Vinchester is quite fond of. Usually, we're going to see him try to make use of that when we're playing with a civilization such as Turks, such as Portuguese as well. So let's see. My prediction is for Valas. Alright. But I am rooting for Valas, so I will stay quiet about my prediction. I guess that probably rounds it out to only one choice. Anyway, Vinchester is going up to the castle age in a moment. He's going to have to make a transition to stone if he wants to go for the castle approach. Oh, wow. He's not going for it. Is this going to be a fast castle, fast dish imp from Vinchester? We saw this in the past. Remember, guys, where you go up with a population that kind of seems like you're just going to go for economy or you're going to go for a castle drop, and in the end, you don't go for it. But then you don't go for any extra TCs either. You just try to make a play for the Imperial. The thing is, though, if Vinchester wanted to go for that, wouldn't it have been better for him to go for a market instead so that he can sell the stone afterwards? Right now, the stable, he's gonna go for some scouts that will turn into light cavalry for free. So he'll have the upper hand in relic collection because of it. I guess we'll see, we'll find out. Can you please change the color to red and blue? Yeah, sure thing. Is that causing issues for you, B? Let me know, but this should be better, right? So Vinchester was in the purple, we are going to have it in the red. Valas was in the green, we are going to have him in the blue. I'm going to use original colors for the players so long as nobody has any issues. If somebody has an issue, I'm going to change the colors. Not everyone will be able to distinguish the same colors, and not everyone's going to have an easy time. I like the change, no problem. That'll be more serious in the future. It works anyway. Yeah, in any case, it's going to be easier, I guess, to tell apart. Vinchester is going for the monastery. Valas is going for the monastery himself as well. He's got it up. He's got the first monk. He did get the monk out faster. Vinchester is, on the other hand, going for 2 monks right now, but he doesn't really have a single one out just yet. We might see the conversion come up, though. Not quite. We have light cavalry over here. Valas gotta be careful. He's gotta be cautious over here. 2 doinks will take the monk down. But notice that he's sending the monks out into the open. He's gonna try to go for a little bit of a greed here. Okay. Relic collection over here. And he does end up getting the light cavalry converted. So... oh, 1 monk goes down though. Trying to bring the relic back home. And Vinchester? Vinchester is on 2 monks himself, but he has not sent them out yet. He did collect 1 relic actually, so that is not true. He did send them out over the right hand side. He's gonna start going over the left hand side, and interestingly enough, despite Valas being the first player going for the monks, will only now get the first relic in. 30C is coming up for him. Vinchester is going for a 30C, so in the end, it's just going to be a full eco play from Vinchester. He's going to play this for the late game, and we're not going to see a castle come up instead. We're going to have for Vinchester most likely a late game standard play with maybe camels, cavalry archers, artillery, bombard cannons, right? Which works against the Bohemians specifically. It can be really good, like the Turks are probably from the top tier civilizations, the one that you want to use against Bohemians. So Vinchester does have a good choice over here, and in the end, I wasn't really sure what the plan was, but it's quite clear right now that he's just going to play for a standard late game. Another relic coming in for Vinchester. That's going to be the second one. There was 1 relic coming in from Valas down the south that Vinchester was able to deny. But not for very long, so you can say that he was able to delay it. Yeah, now the monk is going to go and collect them. Meanwhile, Vinchester is on 2 relics himself already, so now the 5th relic is going to be out for grabs. The one on the left-hand side could go either way. Vinchester does have the monks coming out already, and he shouldn't struggle against spearmen. He can get the conversions. And we don't have any scouts over here for Valas, so it seems to me like Vinchester should be able to get away with the relic. There we go. He's gonna take it. Valas is not even trying to contest it. Oh, here he comes! But way too late. Way too late, my man. Vinchester is already securing this one. He is... yeah, getting ahead. And Valas is trying to go for the 4 TC. He does get it. A lot of extra idle TC time from Vinchester, though, is interesting to see for sure, because Valas, he struggled, right, at the center fighting over the relics. You would imagine that kind of attention requirements from the relic wars would probably have prevented Valas from keeping the TCs working just as much as it would Vinchester, but I guess the scouts in the end were a little bit too pricey for Vinchester to keep production of villages uncontested. So doesn't seem to make too much of a difference though. Vinchester will still be the first player to go up to the Imperial Age. It's got a 4 siege workshop. And Valas. Well, Valas is going to be significantly later to it. Going for the 4 TC over here obviously is taking its toll on his available resources. So it's not too bad than Vinchester. Vinchester's on his way up. He's got a lot of gold mines, stone miners. He's gonna try and go for a castle drop very soon. If we take a look at Vinchester's scouting information, he knows about the gold, and this can be huge. 4 castle close to the walls over here in front could deny both these resources from Valas. If we take a look at Valas's map scouting, he knows about the gold from Vinchester as well, so both these players are already aware of where it's going to hurt the most to put pressure against the other guy. Interestingly enough, Vinchester does decide to go for a castle at the center of the map though, as opposed to the castle forward. And there we go. Chemistry's coming up now. Pikeman. Valas is starting to get the upgrades he needs. Beautiful. Bombard cannon's already out for Vinchester. Bombard cannons take the siege workshop down in Valas. It's most likely not going to end up losing the foundations of the extra siege weapons he was going for. Hubnicha's coming up now for blue. But Vinchester is in a really, really good position. Insta Hubnica upgrade as well, indeed. Hubnica or Turk Bombard Cannon, which is better? With the artillery, the Bombard Cannon has extra range. The Hubnica's got extra area of effect. So if you can close the gap, the Hubnica should be, on paper, better. At the very least, it's going to be easier to micro against these units. But if you're paying attention, it's kind of like the Britons versus, say, I don't know, Ethiopians or something like that, right? If you close the gap, the Britons get destroyed, but if you play your cards right and you keep your distance, then the Turks over here are going to be extremely hard to deal with. And Valas is starting to go for the bombard cannons right now. He's got Hubnica on the way. Siege engineers coming up. Bracer. Actually fletching. Not Bracer in the castle. Castle crumbles! Yes, sir. We have the first bombard cannon here from Valas, and if that was a Hubnica, he probably would have been able to straight out take one of those bombard cannons out already. But here comes Vinchester. It's got Hazar on the way. Janissaries as well. Cavalry ready for raid. Seems more like a GG. It's looking very, very, very good for Vinchester. Yes, I will admit. Valas, for the time being, is able to keep up with worker count, but might not be the case for much, much longer than this. Units are finally coming out for Valas. He's gotten the upgrade. He's got right now only one though. 3 more on the way, but this might not be the case for much longer. If Vinchester keeps momentum, he might be able to come in and start taking the actually siege workshops down right away. If he can do so, of course, Valas will run out of production potential. That DC crumbles. Valas still trying to defend, and he gets some good shots against... Oh, the Janissaries and the pikemen get completely destroyed as well. And that is the thing, right? Once again, 14 range for artillery bombard cannon versus 13 range larger AoE Hubnica over here. So long as Vinchester plays his cards right, he should still be able to outrange Valas. And he gets one Hubnica down. He's going to get some good damage down on the other one. He does not losing one bombard cannon himself, but still have 4 bombard cannons over here. Vinchester keeps on going for a heavier and heavier pressure against the castle. The blue player, on the other hand, is struggling big time to even keep the Hubnica up. There we go. He's scrambling in a moment. Valas keeps on getting cornered further and further. The villager count has gone under 100. But quite a while actually, and the military count on 4 only compared to Vinchester. There we are. And this is what I was talking about. The siege workshops go down from Valas, and then he's unable to keep on going for any more units. Not to say that he will actually be able to afford going for much of anything though. Once he gets pushed away from this goal, which is like pretty much now, he doesn't have access to any extra goals, so he won't even be able to afford going for any extra who meets us. So right now he's just going for pikemen, and he's fighting Janissaries off, so it's not good. Here come the Hussar. Already going after the villagers, already going after the Hunita, and that's another one down! From Valas to Vinchester's incredible unit control. Yeah, and another one crumbles. And another one, and that's gotta be the end of the game. Valas is going to go on to call the GG as Vinchester. With a 4-6 game number 1. Gets the lead 1-0 in the series. And with military, we're gonna see a better KD for Vinchester by a lot. Very, very close to 3-2. While for economy, on the other hand, we'll see a stronger economy for Valas, collecting about 1,300, 1,400 extra resources in the end. For society, we see a higher villager max count. That's significantly higher for Vinchester as well. He ended up losing a single villager throughout the game. Meanwhile, for Valas, on the other hand, we had a much worse game in that regard, right? He ended up losing about 50 villagers throughout the game. So let's go back and cross the map and the civilizations. And game number 2 is here, guys. Everyone, welcome. Valas on the left-hand side playing the blue color, Vinchester on the right-hand side playing the red color. We'll see for Mr. Valas with the Italians a bunch of bonuses that will be extremely strong on a map like this. Starting with 15% cheaper fishing ships. It's gonna get a 15% discount to go up to the next stage, in addition to 20% cheaper gunpowder units. We also see for the Italians a 33% discount on university and dock upgrades, in addition to, for the team bonus, access to condottieri from the barracks in the Imperial Age. Vinchester has Mongols himself, and this will give him 40% faster working hunters. This is very, very strong and very important because the hunters will allow you to go up to the Field Age a little bit earlier, and will allow you to get water presence out a little bit earlier as well. So he might end up getting water control in the Field Age. Now the thing is, what we have seen in the past is the Italians will usually try to prioritize fast gasoline instead, and they will go for the War Galley upgrade and push you away from water, even if you ended up getting water control in the Fuel Age. Besides the faster working hunters, Vinchester also has 30% extra HP on light cavalry, hussar, and step lancer line units, in addition to 25% faster attacking cavalry archer type units. Team bonus, 2 extra line of sight on scouts. Guys, give me just 1 second. I need to check something really quickly in the apartment. And I'll be back in just 1 second. Sorry about it. I'm just going to leave you enjoying Vinchester's deer push over here. Be right back. Sorry about that. I am back. It just seemed to me that I feel like I was milling gas, and I thought, that's not good. But no, I'm not really sure. It's gotta be something else, but no, the stoves are all properly closed or shut. Anyway, we already talked about both these civilizations, and last thing we have to talk about over here before we get to the fuel age area is going to be the map generation, and starting with the wool player. We'll see that he's got 1 gold on the left hand side. He's got the stone towards the left hand side, towards the south over here as well. And then the stone is going to be the other stone. The main stone is going to be... it's not really the main. Both are going to be 5. Regardless, it's going to be towards the northeast. And the other gold will be further south. We cannot see it, but it's like right here. You can see it over there in the minimap. Anyway, it's maybe not the best, right? Huh. Fun fact, gas doesn't actually smell. It's just an additive to alert people. Oh yeah, I knew that one. Italians are so good to deal with Mongols? Yes, as for the actual matchup over here, Italians do have the possibility of playing with Genoese crossbows, which is going to counter pretty much everything that the Mongols would ever want to play with, right? Standard cavalry, like cavalry hussars, steppe lancers, you know, knights, camels, whatever the Mongols can go for, dies, straight out dies to the Genoese crossbow, man. And that is also going to impact the cavalry archers and the Mangudai, of course. The thing is, Mongols, they do get arbalesters. They are not fully upgraded because they don't get ring arch arm, but they do get pretty good arbalesters. However, even when taking that into account, the Italians are going to one-up the Mongols because of getting access to Pavise and getting access to ring arch armor, so their arbalesters are better, even. Regardless though, it does require getting access to a castle, but then the Mongols are in a similar situation where in order to get their strong unit, the Mangudai, they also need access to castles. So I wouldn't say that's necessarily a bad thing for Valas. Now what I will say though, that I'm not too convinced about Valas, is that he seems to be going up to the fuel age for a standard naval battle over here. Meanwhile, Vinchester on the other hand should be in a better position because of the stronger economy from the Mongols early on to partake on the naval battle here. Yes. Before the players get to the fuel age though, we don't have too long. Let's take a look at the map generation for Vinchester. Now what I do like for the red player... Oh! Scout's going down. Yes, sir. What I do like for the red player is that he's got 1 gold on the back. And then he does have 1 gold over here sideish, which can also be pretty easily protected by just going for some walls like this. From here to here, here towards the TC. Yeah, and okay, something like this, that's also good. He manages to secure the stone, both these golds, and a variety of wood lines as well, which is absolutely fantastic, in addition to hunting if he wanted to take from it. Given the fact he's playing Mongols, he probably should. There we go, guys! Feudal age is here for both these players, and Vinchester. Vinchester's got a head start though. He starts going for the galleys already. Meanwhile, Valas on the other hand is going for the galleys as well. Oh, and the relic as well. Yeah, good catch. Meanwhile, Valas is going to start going for standard galleys as well, but it's so much later. The unit control has been really good for Vinchester over here. He's getting one of the fishing ships down. He's going after the other one, and he's going to get it. Walks away with only about 50% or so of HP left with both of these galleys, but he does have the 3rd and 4th galleys coming out already, so Vinchester starts by getting some good damage done, and Valas is going to struggle to catch up over here. Yeah, siege is something that Italians can struggle against as well, but they do get access to bombard cannons for 20% cheaper compared to Mongols, so there's that as well. Is he Valas in Nations Cup? Oh, is he in Nations Cup? Nice. It's a good prize pool that they are getting so far. I love to see it. Here we go. Nice. Vinchester. It's going back now. It's gonna be fine. Valas, maybe not so much. He's got only 2 galleys left. And he's going for more still though. I don't know about this. I like Vinchester's position much better. Not only because he's gotten the better trade so far, losing only 1 galley and taking 2 fishing ships down, taking 1 extra unit down, actually from Valas as well, taking a few of the standard galleys down too. It's been good. Now it seems like Vinchester's just gonna try to play for the Castle Age. And he'd be all the wisest to do so as well. These are not the best walls. Definitely not what I would have expected to see from Vinchester, but I imagine this is probably a result of him not having scouting information up in the north. No, he knows. Okay, well that definitely strikes me by surprise. If he gets the walls from here towards the edge of the map, he'll still be... Oops. Sorry. He'll still be able to secure the woodlands, which is still good, and he will still be able to secure the gold in any case. And there we go, Castle Age should be on the way now. Cheaper and faster, he was focused on water. It's still very much open though, he doesn't really secure anything with this. If he doesn't close it, then I don't know. He's going out into the open with villagers as well. But it's not going to be much of an issue so long as he's the one putting pressure in any case, so we'll see. Yeah, so it's on the way for Vinchester. Valas, despite having the 15% discount to go up, it's going up significantly later. Vinchester still holds on to a stronger galley count. If he plays his cards right, might be able to clean out Valas' army without taking too many losses himself at all. Interestingly enough, this is Valas' home map, right? You would expect him to come in with something prepared, but... yeah, once again, I would probably have expected Italians to try and make a play for a fast castle or galley into water control, into extra TCs, but now playing standard fuel H against the Mongols can certainly come with some risks, and unfortunately for Valas, he's going to be paying dearly. Let's see where the engagement takes place. He's going for it. That is a few extra galleys coming out though from the blue player, but Vinchester is not shy of this at all. He's gonna try and take the engagement anyway. Well, now it's favoring Valas for sure. Plus, he's got the defender's advantage, so if he goes for any extra galleys, that's gonna be good. Vinchester gets to the Castle Age though, and we see Baki Aaron coming up. We see Step Blasters on the way. There we go. Paying dearly because he's conceding down to the Mongols. Get out of here. That is exactly what I meant to say. Second TC on the way for Vinchester. A little bit too risky over there for him to stay forward for so long over there. It was going to take some time for him to get War Galley upgrade. For him to get back in arrow. So maybe it was not the best for Vinchester. But at the very least he... he was able to get the units back home and to keep them alive. Hey, Sabatero! Hi, how's it going? Did you get your invitation for... how much do you know about H yet? The War Galley upgrades here right now for Valas as well, and the big engagement's taking place. Vinchester is getting surrounded. We have War Galleys, we have the fire ship over there. Beautiful. In the end, Valas does end up getting a pretty decent trade. You know what? Vinchester is getting completely wiped out. That was not good for the red player. To be fair, Vinchester has been working with 3 fishing ships for the longest time. Those units have long ago paid off already. So if Vinchester is to lose water control over here, it's not too bad. He already has the extra TCs coming up, but Valas did a good job of keeping his economy in a better position. You take a look, and Vinchester got a little bit of extra TC time. You take a look, and Valas has been able to get ahead in work count by about 5. But of course, that needs to take into account also the fact that we have wheelbarrow for Vinchester, not so much for Valas. So it's probably more like a 2-worker lead for Valas, really, right? However, because Vinchester does have a bunch of extra food workers compared to Valas, wheelbarrow actually is worth it already. Like, it's worth it really, really nicely. It's got 17. 3 of those are fishing ships. The rest are going to be hunters and farmers. So the wheelbarrow upgrade is going to start paying off in no time. Left hand side, we have the step lancers. So up in the north, we have the step lancers coming in, taking villagers down. And Valas is not paying attention, so Vinchester will take the villagers down. Time after time, Valas' villagers crumble to the step lancers, and while we see a conversion come in from Valas, the villager picks that Vinchester was able to secure over there allowed him to catch up in work count while still holding on to wheelbarrow. Che, Seba, te invitaron a cuánto sabe de Rage? Al final. Good pressure, Vinchester still roaming around. Beautiful up in the north. There's a 4 TC on the way for Vinchester. Valas is on 3 TCs right now. Both players are able to keep all the TCs working. Vinchester just going to keep on getting further and further ahead. And in the end, Valas is got a strong enough navy over here to claim water control. What is that going to give him? He still has not taken the fishing ships down from Vinchester, so the red player is still taking advantage of that. Even if Vinchester were to lose the fishing ships, he would still find himself 1 worker ahead compared to Valas. And yeah, the blue player does not seem to be particularly interested in going for extra fishing ships, so it's not the best. Now there's a castle on the way for Vinchester. He is collecting stone quite heavily with 12 workers. He's getting a castle forward in front of this the goal up in the north. And with this amount of stone miners, he could very well end up going for a castle forward on the left hand side as well. If he ends up getting a castle forward on both those neutral golds, that should put him in a position to prevent Valas from getting access to any neutral golds himself at all. While I wait for the castle to come out, let's get some tea. Listen to this. Oh yeah, boy. That's the stuff. Love it. There we go. You peed in a cup? Yes. Of course. Had to do it right next to the microphone too. Let me drink it now. Wheelbarrow is finally coming out for Valas. He is gearing to go up to the castle, to the Imperial Age rather, but Vinchester will be on his way up significantly earlier, so Valas cannot really take advantage of the faster or the cheaper H research cost, right? Bunch of monks coming over from Valas. He's gonna try and prevent the castle from coming out. We have some step lancers over there. Vinchester can definitely finish this castle. It's going to incur a few losses, but he should definitely stick to it. He's already spent a lot of resources trying to get this one up. And you know what? He's getting the castle up! Yes, sir! And now Valas will end up losing a bunch of the units. The monks are going down. The villages are going down over here. And in the end, Valas will get his own castle up as well. But Vinchester, he needs to go for darts. He's not going for darts. Why is he not going for it? Valas, the second he gets the castle up, starts skewing them up. Vinchester's economy seems like it didn't allow for it, but he's gonna start going for Magmadai? I don't get it. To push the villagers, to push the pikemen away from the castle, perhaps? Valas, with a big brain move over here, sends the villagers along the base of the castle into siege workshop over here, so he'll be able to start going for ramps already. This is so rough for Vinchester. I just don't get it. This castle's going down, basically. But he does still have 2 additional castles left, right? One up in the north, one down the south. So this should still make it pretty difficult for Valas to go and collect any of the golds, any of the neutral golds. And speaking of which, how much gold do we have left for the bull player? That is really key. He's got 1300 down the south, and that's the only gold that he's got access to right now. If we take a look at the resource view. Yep, there's the only gold that he's got access to. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, Vinchester's got 1400 gold himself, so it seems to be much better for the red player right now, despite the fact that he has access to the neutral golds. He does have still more gold left back home compared to Valas, interestingly enough. So there we go. Purely just here. And the trebuchets are already starting to deploy, unpack from Vinchester, taking the castle from Valas, and it doesn't seem like we are going to have much longer to wait for over here. Valas basically is gonna go for a Hail Mary kind of move over here. He's got how much gold left? Yeah, 800 gold, so he's almost gone through half the goal he had left just a minute ago, which means if he's unable to push Vinchester out of here in the next 5 minutes, the game is over. Simply put, there is no way back for Valas unless he gets access to one of those golds. He's got Genoese crossbows, which are beautiful. Once again, if he cannot afford them, then what good is the unit? Extra castle on the way now for Valas as well. And here comes Vinchester. And Valas knows. Valas like, oh, nope, never mind. I was just bluffing, man. Vinchester would have destroyed the foundation right away. Here we go. Siege workshop going down. We have the one siege workshop left over here producing nothing. He's going for the bombard cannon from the one that's about to go down. Yeah. There we go. Bombard cannon does not come out. That's a little bit unfortunate for Valas up in the north. Now they're coming in, the Step Lancers are coming in. It's going to be once again the same situation of Valas not paying attention to this CC as everything crumbles around here. And by the time he realizes about this, I am convinced that he's just going to call the GG. There is no way for him. Okay, he realizes about it. He's got to see all the bodies over here on the left-hand side. He ended up losing the bombard cannon. And he does not call the GG. The strength, the mental strength for Valas is outworldish. How does he find the will to keep on going after he realizes he's just lost like 15 villagers for free. After he realizes there is no way back for him into any of the neutral golds. But he's got no defenses against this. Oh man. It is GG. He's not calling it, but I will agree with you over there. Yeah, the worker difference 59 right now. In favor of Vinchester, and the thing here is this castle position is not good. It's not really going to give him much of anything because, wow, he's using the Magobert against the Genoese Crosses and he's doing a good job taking all the Genoese Crosses down. It's gotta be over, and Valas recognizes it, so Vinchester is going to get a 2-0 series over here, and we're gonna have still game number 3 to go through, so this is not over. Valas still wants to play for, at the very least, the point. But yeah, Vinchester is in such a good spot. And the thing about this, though, that castle wouldn't really have achieved much of anything. If Valas got the castle up, it does not guarantee access to... It does not guarantee access to gold, right? Because the castles over here from Vinchester are still there, so he was trying to make the play for the Choice, but it was not going to work. Before we jump into game number 3, we'll go through the achievements, and we'll see that for military, Vinchester got an incredible KD. For economy, we're gonna see a much stronger economy for Vinchester as well, collecting close to 7,000 extra resources, higher villager max count compared to Valas as well, and it's not particularly close game at all. Was not expecting the strat from Valas. He went for it, could not make it work, and that's going to be it. And we find ourselves in game number 3 then, finally! Valas will employ Tatars for this final game of the series. Meanwhile, Vinchester is going to employ the Chinese. Valas, with the civilization, will get first off free Thumbring, free Parthian tactics. We also have for Valas, for his civilization, 50% extra food from herdables. So if he does end up collecting a good chunk of the sheep, right, that's going to put him in a very good spot. But check this out. How unlucky is Valas right now? He is going straight past the sheep, and he's not finding much of anything yet. The other sheep are here. And it seems like Vinchester's going to be in a somewhat similar position. Yeah, he's going past the sheep himself as well. But he will run into these simply by virtue of this map generation, right? Having the ponds over there and giving him pretty much no other place to go to but towards the southwest. Besides all those bonuses, we're going to see the Tatars also get 2 additional sheep underneath each new ability see starting at the Castle Age. While for the team bonus, the Tatars will have 2 extra line of sight on cavalry archer units, which is great. There we go. Two sheep coming in for Vinchester, 2 sheep coming in for Valas. They are still out in the open, just trying to find the extra ones. Where are they? We have 2 over here that Vinchester has not realized about. And the rest are going to be on the back. What are the sheep doing in a frozen lake, by the way? That is a great question for Ensemble Studios, because they were the ones to originally script this map. I think this is one of the original ones that came out with the game, right? I'm not really sure if this came out with Age of Kings or if it was with the Conquerors expansion. Yeah, I actually don't remember which one it was, but I know that this is one of the OG ones. Yeah, good question. I have no idea. I know that they can withstand the temperatures, but why would they be? I get the answer. I get the answer. This is what actually happened. You see there is a wolf over here. The reason why we have sheep on ice on Ghost Lake, this is what happened, right? So originally, the sheep were around here. They're just minding their own business. And the wolf was just kind of lurking from behind the woods, right? So then the time came to attack, and then the wolf came over after the sheep, and the sheep started running towards the lake. And the problem is that once they got here, they just started sliding towards their current position. So now they are stuck over there because they cannot move anymore. And the wolf, when he realized the sheep couldn't move over there because they were sliding, they said, oh, that size, it's not a good idea. So they stopped chasing the sheep. And that's the story. So when the scout comes over and converts the sheep over, they actually leash them and pull them out. You see, it makes sense. Maybe looking for water? Perhaps. Maybe some of the other ones, the ones that were not escaping from the wolf. Let's take a look at the map generation. What do we get from Mr. Valas? He's already going for the walls. And he's got the main goal forwards. Not ideal. Secondary goals are to the right hand side. He is going for the walls around them though. So that is good. Yeah, that is alright. He won't be able to secure this one, but he will be able to secure this one, and he'll be able to at the very least access this one. And then there is a secondary stone towards the south. There is a secondary, the main stone over here on the right hand side. He's going to be able to get access to this as well. It doesn't really secure any of the woodlands, but it's fine, I think, anyway. Checking the map generation for Vinchester, on the other hand, the red player is instead going to have the main gold, well, also forward for him. Then for the secondary golds, he's got one on the right hand side. There is the third secondary gold as part of the walls that he's going for as well. So it's kind of similar to what we saw for Valas. He's getting the walls up like this as well, so it's going to be able to secure some of those resources, the main stone in the back, and then of course the gold, right? The gold over here, but he doesn't secure any woodlands over here, so I would say it's kind of similar. I'm still liking Valas' map generation a little bit better, because I feel like some of the resources he's not straight out securing right now are going to be a little bit more accessible. And let's take a look at that. A little bit of an arena that Valas has built. Yes, to take the scout down, and that is, oh! A nice snipe from Vinchester to leave Valas blindfolded himself as well. That is a lot of spent resources and a lot of villager working time that Valas spent trying to secure Vinchester to lose the scout first, but in the end, Vinchester manages. That was good. That was actually really good for Vinchester. Mingle is reachable from the lake though, no? I wouldn't know actually. Might be the case. That is not something that I was aware of. If that's the case, well, that's something that I'm learning today. And you learn something new every day, I guess. Yesterday, I learned about 20 German words. I can now say that I paint often, or always, or never. And that I play the piano and that I swim. All the map gens I have seen, it was that way. That's probably the case. And hey, Wonderboy, pretty sure that I've heard other casters mention main goal is always forward. That's gotta be the case then. If other casters say it, it's gotta be true. I think it's kind of the thing about, well, I wouldn't go as far as to say that thing, but it seems to be a thing. I would say the thing is probably the extra hurdles and the frozen lake at the center. Yeah, but that's not ideal. Regardless though, the good thing about this, well, maybe not good, but there's one thing that's going to make it a little bit harder, or it's not going to make this one quite as bad, and that's the fact that because it's close to the frozen lake, it's unlikely that your opponent's gonna be able to deny this with a fortification or so because they cannot build on top of the ice. Now this one, because of the way that the map has generated, would actually allow Vinchester to go for a forward castle around this area and still end up denying the gold. Then on the right hand side, I guess we could see kind of the same thing over here. Like that, right? And he would still be able to deny this one. So for this particular instance, it is actually going to be possible, but might not be the case every time. Like if the goal were over here, there is now a possibility for any fort fortifications. I'm not sure if the 4 gold thing was a balance change to all Ghost Lakes or if it's a thing specific to the TTL version of it, but pretty sure I heard man say something about it always being 4 during this league. Yeah, I wouldn't really know about that either. I'm not really sure actually. But could very well be the case. It's in the generic versions too. Alright, thank you, Qualdem. Fantastic. Castle Lich is there for Valas. Castle Lich is gonna be here for Vinchester very soon. He did go up on a stronger economy. We talked about the Tatars. We did not talk about the Chinese before. And truth of the matter is Vinchester with the civilization does begin with 3 extra villagers, although 200 less food and 50 less wood. He gets cheaper upgrades. As he goes through the ages, it's going to get significantly cheaper, and for the team bonus, they get extra food on farms for free, and the extra villagers is the main thing about the Chinese over here, right? So that allows him to actually stay ahead in working count compared to Valas, despite the fact that, you know, Valas is gonna so much earlier. He's gonna get the TC up faster, the second TC up, and Vinchester, he's going for the second TC himself as well, and it doesn't seem like Valas is going to be able to catch up. Or if he's able to catch up, at the very least, he shouldn't be able to get ahead in working count. Vinchester has done a really good job of going for the second TC as soon as he got to the Castle Age. Maybe more prominent, consistent TTL? Perhaps? Maybe. As an aside note, much appreciated for all your work keeping your YouTube up to date. Been able to keep up with this league really well thanks to it. Yeah, somewhat able to keep it up to date. Actually, today's videos are going up, and if you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching this video 2 days after what I was talking about, but what I'm talking about right now. But today's videos are coming up at the same time and without any thumbnails because I did not have time to work that out. Once again, just too much work behind the scenes, right? But yeah, it's good. At the very least, the videos are there, even if they are not properly edited or have a proper thumbnail. I'm going to fix it after the stream. Here we are. But the engagement on YouTube is paying off too as reward for it, because it's been really nice to have the consistent uploads. Yeah, thank you. It's been good. I think this tournament has not been quite as successful in terms of like viewership compared to some of the other ones that I covered before, but I am not really banking on the daily uploads to have my channel grow. I'm banking on some other stuff that I will be working on, such as shorts, for instance, more consistent shorts, more consistent community posts, but there are so many hours in the day. Just so you know that it's on my to-do list. Good defense for Valas ends up pushing Vinchester away, and Vinchester's bringing knights into the mix. Camels and knights. 30C on the way for Vinchester. No 30C coming up whatsoever for Valas. Here we go. The Lancer's going down now from Valas as well. He's going for the 30C himself finally. Vinchester manages to hold on to his villager lead. Nice mango shot from Valas. And Vinchester's reaction over here is maybe a little bit delayed. He'll be able to come in with a bunch of crossbows still. He's got enough units left over to keep on working with. Here we go. Good unit control from Vinchester and good defense from Valas. The game stabilizes. Vinchester still finds himself about 2 workers ahead at this point in time. That is not really going to represent, proportionally speaking, a particularly strong lead against Valas, but that is 2 extra villagers while going for wheelbarrow, so Vinchester's economy is about to get that much stronger. He doesn't have heavy power just yet, so he needs to go for it. And Valas is going for the 40C, so he's gonna get extra sheep from here. He'll be able to catch up in villager count finally, but Vinchester is looking so good, guys. And he is already up 2-0. It seems to me like this is shaping up to be a clean sweep. There's still time for Valas to change the road he's on, because going for full economy like this, as heavily as he's going for it, seems to me like it's just going to result in Vinchester getting up to the Imperial Age much earlier and starting to put pressure for castles and whatnot. But yeah, Valas probably knows what's coming up if he's going to stick to 4TC full economy over here. And Vinchester, he is gearing up to go up to the Imperial Age. Got the house over there for a little bit, so he's gonna be saving some resources. He's getting there, guys. Valas, not so much. Not as many food workers. A much pricier villager production currently as well. Wonderful. It's not a problem if it's 2 days behind, doesn't feel like it, since it's been coming up so regular. Yeah, and it's as close as we can get it to, given the amount of games we have to cast and the frequency with which we get new games to cast. 2 days is a pretty decent delay actually, because if it, the lowest it can go is 24 hours. You cannot upload stuff that you have streamed on Twitch before 24 hours have passed, since that content was streamed live on Twitch, so I cannot make it any lower than 24 hours, but 48 hours is a good balance between having some leeway to queue the next videos up and be able to make the thumbnails and whatnot. For the most part, it's worked out pretty well, except for those times where I just need to polish the videos to keep consistency, but I'm unable to edit them or make the thumbnails. Oh boy! Here comes Vinchester with the 4 cats. Oh, this is risky! Valas! Oh, that was so close! That was so close, he almost denies a cast foundation. Now Valas gotta be careful. Oh, actually, Vinchester's gotta be careful. The castle foundation can't get denied. He's got the Zone Magnal here, trying to defend against this in Valas. Yeah, Valas does end up losing the Magnal, so the castle's coming up no matter what. And Vinchester, as expected, is going to be the first one to get to the Imperial Age and by quite a lot. Here we go. Imperial Lich is here. And there's another castle coming up from Vinchester. He's already going to start pouring the trebuchets. Right hand side. Valas still a minute away from the Imperial Lich, and Vinchester should be able to get the castle up for sure if he wanted to. I think the range of the castle from Valas was not sufficient to deny the original position of the castle, but in the end, Vinchester does end up pulling back a little bit. It's not going to be too bad. The castle's still very much on the hill. And then on the left-hand side, the trebuchet is already out, right? So, one TC is going down. There's another TC going down very soon. Valas is going to be left on only 2 TCs. Well, he has managed to get ahead by 5 workers against Vinchester. His military situation is not the best. He's getting to the Imperial significantly later. He's going for upgrades, bloodlines right now. Leather archer armor. So, he is going to try and make a play for cavalry archers, right? Yes, he's got a good amount of archer ranges in the back. Production begins so late though. In Vinchester, he is already in a good amount of crossbows. He's got the light cavalry upgrade on the way. Now forging and ballistics as well, so very soon we could see Vinchester go for the arbalester upgrade. And Valas is going to take a while to get the cavalry archers out. Oh! Nice defense. Valas takes the trebuchet down with villagers. In the end, doesn't that losing a few villagers over there? Or at the very least, he'll be able to keep the castle up because of it. Man, this castle from Vinchester is going down in a moment, but he's got yet another one coming up on the right-hand side on the hill as well. And does Valas actually know about this? He knows. He knows about it, but he's not reacted to it just yet. The cavalry archers? The cavalry archers are coming out. These are standard CA, no HCA. It's got Onager right now as opposed to Mangonel, which is great. Beautiful. At least with Vinchester going forward with all these castles, if Valas can get some momentum in the blob, the Trebs, he can push back. He could. Once again, Vinchester's pressure is fantastic, and Valas' reaction over here is a little bit underwhelming. The castle's going down. Valas is going for yet another castle. This is yet another situation of Vinchester putting so much pressure. You gotta wonder how much of this comes down to Valas respecting Vinchester too much to play more aggressively, because every time it seemed like Valas has just tried to play for economy over here, just tried to play defensively, and it's not worked in games number 1 and game number 2. Of course, Vinchester has always come out on top. Right now in game number 3, he's looking very, very strong. Vinchester, that is, once again, on 180 population compared to 108 for Valas. Yeah, and Vinchester in a much, much better position for both for military, for economy. And here he comes with a light cavalry, trying to go after the Onager. Won't be able to do it. Will he be able to do it? Actually, the skirmisher is trying to go after the cavalry archers. The cavalry archers trying to defend the Onagers, but it's not going to be enough. Very expensive losses for Valas. 2 Onagers down the gutter right there. Well, we still have a bunch of skirmishers for Vinchester to keep on pushing the cavalry archers away. And I think this is the GG moment coming in as Valas says, stop microing his units. He might have been paying attention on the right-hand side, perhaps. Usually, when we see the players kind of give up on their armies, they're considering calling the GG, and that was not the case this time around for Valas, but that's certainly gonna be going through his head right now, right? The light cavalry going back to the wood line and getting so much damage done, and the castle crumbling, and this castle under a lot of pressure as well. It just doesn't seem like Valas can catch a break. He's gone under 100 population as well as of the last minute or so. And Vinchester is in a much better spot. Yeah, Ikokiri is nightmarish. If you are in Valas' position, if you could see your Ikokiri, this is going to give you nightmares for a full week straight. There's no coming back from this end. And Valas knows you cannot be on 80 population 41 minutes into a game like this, Vinchester. It's gonna be on 200 population in a moment. So Valas, he will call the GG. It's only a matter of time. There we go. He knows it. We know it. Vinchester knew it as well. So it's going to be a clean sweep for the Russian Wonder Kid to get a 3-0 series against Valas. Going through the achievements really quickly before taking a look at the standings. We'll see a better than 3 to 2 kid ratio for Vinchester. Better economy for Vinchester, collecting about 14,000 extra resources with a much higher villager max count, in addition to much lower villager losses as well. Much fewer villager losses, with 2 villagers going down only in Valas, losing 80 villagers total throughout the game. Brutal. Absolutely.